with us this morning. I'm going to come down here where we actually usually do the children's message. And you may notice that, you might be saying, uh-oh, Mack and the crew left some things on the communion table. Well, not actually. You may be asking, well, what is that pipe wrench doing there in this yellow box? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. Because we're going to talk about my sermon, my message is about the work. So I want to ask you a question. This is a pipe wrench. What kind of work do you think this tool would be used for? What do you think? I mean, if you think about it. My dad, I'm going to talk about him a little bit in my message, was a plumber and a heating guy and an air conditioning guy, and I learned how to use a wrench like this, a pipe wrench. And it's called a pipe wrench because it is used on pipes. You can use it on other things as well, but it is maybe to put pipe together. If a pipe is threaded on one end, you can screw it together, make it tight. It could be to loosen something to take it apart. Any kind of large piece of equipment that has a nut on it, you can put that on there and turn it. So a pipe wrench is a very handy tool to have, I think you'd agree, if you know the work that needs to be done, because it can only be used for certain kinds of work. But let's say that your computer is broken and we need to fix a computer. Is this what you would use? Trying to use a pipe wrench on a computer would probably not be a good idea, right? Would you agree with me? So here is a little box of tools. I got this years ago, and these are tools. And if you look at them, I'm going to come a little closer for Dave here. He's going to have to be nimble. If you look at them, they are tiny, aren't they? I mean, compared to the pipe wrench, these are tiny little tools. There are socket tools and screwdrivers, just different little tools to fix any computer or telephone or any digital item. Now, you wouldn't use a pipe wrench, right, to fix a computer, and you wouldn't use these tools to fix a pipe or to fix a larger piece of equipment, would you? And yet, these tools do the same work, the work that needs to be done. They are tools for working. Now, what was my point in showing you these two things? It doesn't matter when we're being the church and the work that Jesus calls us to do. It doesn't matter how old we are, or how big or how small we are, or how able we are to do some things and unable to do other things. God has work for all of us. That's what Jesus taught us. There's something all of us can do. And each of us has different talents and skills for different types of work. Some of us are very good at prayer. I hope all of us are good at prayer. But some of us are especially good at praying. And that's the work that we do. Some of us are very good at helping others. Or some of us are artists. Some of us are musicians, as we're going to hear today, and very good at playing or singing music. There's different work in God's kingdom, as Christ taught us. But each of us have different talents that we can use to do all that work. And that's why Christ calls us all together to be the church and to use whatever gifts we have. So however old you are, doesn't matter. You have work for God that you could do. And I hope that we'll all do that. Would you join me in prayer? And if you'd like to say the prayer after me, you're welcome to do so. Dear Lord, you call us to many things because you taught us that there is much work to do. So help us to use the gifts that you've given to each of us and the gifts that we use together as your church to do your loving work in this world. Amen. Thank you.